Sandy Schreck here for Lembush Roses, and today we're looking at some of the trends that we see for the fall. Our next trend that we're going to talk about is Denim Haute. Of course, we get a lot of trends from fashion, and we see denim and jeans being used in fashion, of course, perennially, but actually we're seeing it more in high fashion now too. I'm also seeing denim. This last year at market, we saw rugs made of upcycled denim, so they've taken parts of denim. We've seen ottomans that are created out of pockets, and denim that may have not made it past the spec to go to market, but so they're repurposing that denim and creating other new items. So as part of our fall look, Denim Haute really is interpreted in with the jeans you can see here, but we add a rich palette to that, bringing in the burgundies and blues and a really textural element. As we take a look at our first design, you'll see examples of that rich dark color palette from the wild oats and ceteria that are preserved down into the pomegranates, the preserved dried pomegranates. And bringing it in, this is a purple ascot rose, that's an import rose that we bring in here at Lembush, and it just really brings in that rich color into those color tones, and it's really a study in texture. Here you see the scabiosa that's blooming, and then on the other side we have some of the pods that are past their bloom stage, and so it's a great way to really kind of dig into that. As fall seasons, we see some of that transition from items that are blooming to going into the seed pods. And in this next design, in a Hadley jar from Syndicate Sales, we've just used a combination using some of the blooming kale that comes in that color tones in the green into lavender, and then added some of the spiral cones in the natural tones, and then also some of the different blooming textural elements. Got a couple roses that are just repetitive in there, and it's the Hadley jar, which comes with a great wooden tag and a cork top, and it comes in 3 sizes, but I think it really ties into this look. Kind of the wood, I've got a recycled wood piece that it sits on here, and it just brings in that reuse, upsell. So where we're using different wood products, pallets tie into this really well. Here we've got one of the blue ceramic containers. But you can see I've just added that natural touch using one of the dried artichoke in here. And so you've got kind of a contrast the textures. So we've got more of a cement containers. Cement is still going to continue to be popular, even though it's in the gray family. It does fit into fall because of all the things that we see going on. We see polished cement and stuff in decor, and so we bring those into our containers because we want to fit into the decor into people's homes and have them really feel value and that you pay attention. So we just used the natural curly tang, and then taken the orchid and just added some of those different dried textural elements. But it just helps to kind of really draw you into that design. Our next design down in front, you'll see these are my favorite containers that we got in, and they're zigzags, and they come in 2 different heights, and you can see a great design here done. We're still going to see succulents going really strong. They're not going away anywhere anytime soon. But here we've actually done one of the planters in the succulent, in the permanent succulents that we have here at Lembush. Then in the middle I've just done one in the fresh and preserved products, using some of the preserved cones and different ceteria there. And then lastly we have one done in the fresh succulents. And so just a great way to do a table runner and have it go down the table. It really fits into that Denim Haute look. The next design that we're going to look at really brings in that architectural elements into design. So we've done some framing here by using some of the flax, and this is a split leaf that's done in half, and just extended that design out in, and you bring it out and just fold it back in and then weave it right through the flowers. So here we have vertical placement of the delphinium that comes down into more of a pave design done in the flowers. And so we have the rich textural elements right through the middle. We have a strong green path of the cymbidium orchids, and using them low and down in. On the short stem, I did add a little bit of the chenille stem to extend that down into the foam so that I can get a little bit more water to draw up into that cymbidium. So I was able to use those, and then just using different textural elements, bringing in the eryngium, thistle would be one thing. You know, my dad years ago, he paid me to pull that out of the cornfield, and now we're paying and charging for it in our floral design, which is an unexpected element. And another unexpected element that we added in here is some of the nitrage, and that's just adding that dried architectural element and really draws you in. Just makes somebody come in, and like here, it's like walking through the path of a garden. It draws your eye in and allows you to enjoy the beauty that it brings it down into in that pave-based design. Jute cording is one of the next elements that we're going to look at here. Inexpensive jute cording just added to a basic vase. And so this is your standard 999 vase, and it's in the blue color, the Nordic blue from Smithers Oasis. And here we've just done a different type of pave design, but a little bit more of a level and kind of a Biedermeier pattern. So I've used the roses up on top, so you've got your money flowers. Added the just twist of the simple flat wire to bring your attention to it. Then we've added a collar of the status, and then lastly brought a collar of the carnations down on the lip, and that's a repetitive of the roses on top, so it makes it feel like there's more roses in the design. And then just simply taken the jute and wrapped it around the neck of the vase, but just to give that little textural element and make those vases unique from anybody that is a competitor of yours. Ferns and bromeliads are some plants that are really on the rise. And bromeliads are a long-lasting plant that we see and we've been selling a lot of. We have a great selection here at Len Bush. And this is a great bromeliad that comes in that pink and green tone. But it's something that's a little bit more unique. And so then beyond the succulents, some of the things that we see trending in are definitely the bromeliads, and then coming on stronger. Because of the Great Gatsby, they showed the big ferns out there. We are seeing ferns on the rise. So here's a mother's fern. We had a Boston fern over on the other side. And then here is a unique plant that's called the alocasia, and just has some unique foliage and really draws you in. But just simply put into a great architectural container, kind of that Art Deco feeling on that container. And but here you can see alocasia can also be cut up. And here we use the alocasia in this design as a sheltering element. So I brought the two leaves right over the top of the design, and then brought down some textural elements where we've got scabiosa pods, repetitive of the same look. We brought in some of the pomegranates, and then some of the beautiful roses that we have here from Len Bush. So just put on into a great architectural container that is more that Zen-like container. We have those in that copper finish. So we see beyond the burgundy and then the grays of the cement into some of the copper-rich tones that all combines together to bring you Denim Haute. And so I hope you enjoy that and bring that denim out of your closet that you're not wearing. Get it out into your store displays and show them some Denim Haute.